Boruto to Blue Vortex Chapter 27 shows Shikamaru having to deal with any number of things. First, he has to plan against Mamushi coming into the village and attacking them and having to defeat him and worrying about Jura. Then he has to worry about Lord Kobu's, investigation into him and Konohamaru, and there's a leak in there, and the village working with Boruto and his accomplice. So Shikamaru has a lot of things on his plate right now, and I think that next chapter, hopefully, we're obviously going to see the plan kind of go into motion with Shikamaru and Kashin Koji and all of them working together, collaborating and figuring out how to use Shikamaru's Hokage position for as long as they can before Lord Kobu starts investigating into him. And I do wonder if next chapter, as Mamushi enters the village and he starts attacking, we're going to see Shikamaru have to deal with Lord Kobu at the same time. So it's going to be Shikamaru having to talk to Lord Kobu about Boruto's escape and how he knew certain information and putting teams together on top of this current mission that they're focusing on with Mamushi showing up into the village. And it's a little bit weird right now because I think that most of the players who are involved, most of the people who are going to be fighting, already know that they're going to have to confront Mamushi. And it's a very small few that actually have to be teamed up and paired. So before, on the last mission, when they went to go face off against Ryu and Matsuri, Shikamaru had to get Konohamaru on board. He had to get Shikamaru to lead the team. So he had to kind of deceive him a little bit. Now in chapter 27, he basically tells Konohamaru that yes, he's working with the quote-unquote enemy, he's working with Boruto, but now Konohamaru is a part of the team, so there's no need for deception, so that way he can kind of push him to join the fight and join the battle without having to lie to him or having to cover anything up, if you will. You know what I mean? So the reason why last time it kind of was oh, why did you put these people all together in a group and go over to the land, the hidden sand village or whatever, and you start to realize that oh, the reason why he did that or had to do that was mainly because he couldn't tell Shikamaru at the time, and he also couldn't really tell Sarada at the time why she herself needed to go as well. It was just kind of a last minute thing, yeah, you guys go as a team to the hidden sand village and deal with the situation over there or whatever. And now that everybody is kind of a team now, working together, everybody's able to cooperate with one another. It's not so much of a secret, and it can kind of feel all right, everybody's just going to get ready for the attack, and it's not going to be a formal thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it was before. And because Mamushi's coming to them, they can feign oh, we didn't know he's coming, or it's all happening at once, but they do know, and they're getting ready for it. So it's really interesting to see how Shikamaru is going to juggle things next chapter. How maybe Lord Kobu starts investigating him as Mamushi shows up, or how he's going to have to do the investigation while having to talk to Kashin Koji, or having to do a mind transmission jutsu to everybody to kind of get everybody going on where they're supposed to do. So for instance, Lord Kobu's going to be talking to Shikamaru maybe, and then Shikamaru is going to have to talk to him back, but then also mentally talk to Kashin Koji or Inojin or Konohamaru or Boruto or anybody else in the village. You know what I mean? So it's kind of I don't know, kind of a mental gymnastics where it's he's saying one thing in person to Lord Kobu, who's investigating him, interrogating him, and then there's mind transmission where he has to have his mind in different places, which is going to be a real show of his intelligence and his mental, the amount of mental work he's going to have to do for Mamushi's entrance. But it could also just be the case that Shikamaru is going to just be on standby, not worry about the investigation, or it could just be a chapter of Mamushi invading the village and the plan is starting, it's not going to be a Shikamaru interrogation on top of Mamushi infiltration chapter. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Shikamaru is going to have to deal with the interrogation/investigation by Lord Kobu at the same time they're fighting Mamushi? Or do you think it's going to be more Mamushi comes, they defeat him, then they talk to the feudal lords or Lord Kobu and Koharu and Hamura and deal with the aftermath of that, or I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think is going to happen next chapter, and how Shikamaru going to deal with all of these situations? But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah,